Hello there, YouTubers and other friends. Welcome if you're new to the channel. Welcome, and if you're old to the channel, welcome. The friggin' Jeep, if you don't know, if you're fairly new to the channel, there's two things that I mess with: frick sawmills and old Jeeps. And this one's been sitting in my barn for, I don't know, maybe better than 20 years. I really don't know. I'd have to go look at some old photos and see if I can find an old photo of the last time it was out and about. It's had a rough life. I've had it since 80, maybe 81, 82 air. I bought it for 200 bucks. Maybe $100. 200 bucks though seems to ring a bell. Too senile to remember back that far. Didn't have an engine in it. I think it had the transmission in it. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Didn't have the winch on there. Didn't have the winch. It was all you got was the shell. I guess that was about it. Had junky old tires on it. I've put other tires on it. I put the winch on it. It's got a Power Angle Meyer snow blade on it. It's got old-time KC daylighters that have a reflective range of 5 miles. And can you imagine that when an airplane goes over? Now this is way back in the 80s. Might have been in the 89. Might have been in the 90s. I had it up the property. I know airplanes go over the property, and at night you could light up their bellies, and that was before they had lasers that they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing with. But not that the belly is far from a pilot's eyes, so I don't think there was ever any problem. But this thing's packed in here, so I've been watching. I'd be down working on the sawmill blower, except for Jeff's down there with that race car they got, and they decided to pull the heads off of it and change the valve springs. That they found a couple of them broken, so they just decided to change all of them, and thought it would be easier to pull the heads off than try to use valve spring depressors, because they're such high. I think they're Lenati. I think it's a Lenati cam in there, Lenati springs, and they're very stiff, and they've just, some of them over the years, I guess, gave up the ghost or something like that. I don't know, but he felt it'd be a lot easier to just pull the whole heads and change them on a controlled workbench than try to screw with all of them with compression and all this kind of stuff. So he's probably right about that. So we'll walk you around this Jeep a little bit. I'm not going to show you me doing too much stuff on it. My goal, well, I don't have a goal. My goal is just to see if I can get the engine to turn over by hand. It's locked up, and that's usually the case with a lot of these old engines. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, this engine's been sitting for 30 years. We'll see if we can get it going." Well, this one's been honestly sitting for 15 plus, I know, but you always got probably an exhaust valve open and an intake valve open, maybe at the same time on different cylinders. And if that air gets into the cylinder itself, it's going to kind of hurt it. Put an old York air compressor in it back when I had it years ago. So as you can see, I had air horns on it. That's a 24-inch air horn. Boy, I could blast you out. This is a CJ3B. I also got dual heaters in it. I have the original heater in it over there, and I have the other heater in there. This thing used to plow tons and tons of snow. This is back, like I said, back in the 80s. In fact, yeah, back in the 80s somewhere. Inside, there's the pressure gauge for the air compressor. I made that door for it. This part was on here already, so I didn't make that. So I'm going to air the tires up, try to get some of the stuff around it out. That's a 125 gallon oil tank. I think I'm going to try to clear some of that stuff off. Throw some of these bolts. As you can see, I am a bolt collector. Every time I go down and get telephone poles, you can't really see how many are there, but there's just hundreds of poles, or bolts. So there's probably thousands of dollars, or $1,000, I guarantee, in bolts, because these are all, I think these are mostly 5/8. There's some bigger ones. There's a lot of big ones in here too. You know, how much would a bolt 16 inches long, 3/4 inch diameter cost you? It'd be an arm and a leg. So during the summer, I sold a whole lot of wood out of here. Done a lot of stuff, but this thing's been, oh, there's something kind of interesting. I went to an auction and bought these workbench legs, or whatever you want to call them. I don't think I paid more than $2 or $3 a piece for them. And the guy says, how many you want? And I think there was about 20 or 30 of them there. I said, I'll take them all. So there's some there. I've used quite a few. There's a bunch back over here. There's what, three of them there, 3 of them over there. But anyhow, what I'm trying to do is get to this tire to see if I can air it up, level this Jeep up a little bit. This one's a little bit low. Flat is probably a better word for it. See if I can pull these spark plug wires off. Now, if you see the spark plug wires, can you see the size of those? Those are those military watertight. So it might be kind of a bare. It's kind of hard to see. There's not a whole lot of light in here, and it's kind of a rainy, misty day out. I know you won't be able to see the distributor. The distributor's down in there. That's one of those military 24-volt watertight distributors. And you know, when you got a 24 volt and you're only giving it 12 volts, you ain't got a whole lot of spark. So I think I might just go ahead and take a distributor out of one of my other Jeeps, or I think, you know, I'd just buy an electronic distributor, one that doesn't have points in it. Points seem to always be kind of an issue with vehicles. Maybe I'll just do away with them. So if I get it's froze up. And so I was watching another guy on YouTube, Diesel something or other. I can't remember his name. Very interesting guy. I'll find it before I do the next video of this. I'll do another one after I get this thing cleared up and tires aired up. And I'll let you guys watch a little bit of it, because my plan, here's my air tank. For you beer drinkers, you probably recognize that. And there's stuff all over in here. Anybody know what that is? That's a water column for a steam boiler. Anyhow, my plan is just kind of jack this up and get it on the jack and hope it'll just fall over out from the wall. But I'm going to clean up some of this stuff first, and maybe move some of this stuff around so it just has a little more working room. It just doesn't have any working room. But while you're here, let me see if this jack will do what I want it to do. You might want to watch that fiasco. I'm not sure. I want to put you guys on the tripod. It's a lot sturdier anyway. But I need to move some of the stuff around, because once I put the tripod in, then I can't move around. That's what happens when you're a pack rat, guys. You just got too much junk. And can you imagine? I got rid of tons of junk. I sold, I think, 6 Jeeps this year. So this is the Jeep in the frickin' Jeep. Of course, I don't have the handle for the thing. Here it is. I just kind of curious if I can even get away with what my goofy plans are going to be. Might have to have air in that tire, though, to get this to go down that far. Not sure. Looks, well, maybe I can dig that out. If I could dig that out a little bit. Or, man, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of rocks here on this mud floor. I wonder how the hell they got here. Well, that might work, except for hitting that stuff. So maybe. Man, I only need it by a little bit, but I'd rather have it pushing. I think. Who knows, guys? That might push it out that way. It's kind of aiming that way. Once it gets a bite on it, I think I might have to go back and get a. Well, it's going up. It's creaking. I think it's coming this way, though. I didn't want it to come this way. I wanted it to go that way. I'm going to go the wrong way. Oh, there's strings and ropes and wires everywhere down here. Uh-oh, the tire doesn't spin. Maybe I'm not up. Yeah, tire doesn't want to spin either. Daggone, I thought it would come over. If I get that other tire to air up, or maybe I can get a block under. There's a snowplow frame under here. I can get this block under that snowplow frame, which it looks like I can. Then maybe I get a better bite with this jack to pick up and push it. I want to push it that way. So now this thing is what they call a quick down jack. So it's going to go down all in one shot. That's normal for that jack. So now and mind you, that tank in the back has got oil in it. So it's got about, I don't know, 800 pounds of oil in it. I think I need to move my... we ain't moving that tire. Those brakes are locked on there pretty good. I got it up a lot. I think I better move this. I was hoping that it would kind of just slide this way a little bit. Let me see what the back is like here. I gotta move some of this stuff away. Those tires are down into that dirt so bad. What do we got here? Copper wire. Oh, whoever saves copper wire? Oh, Lord, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, I do. It's from off the sink. Anyhow, let me see. Let me put this over here. I need to get a couple boards. So if it goes back down in, it won't go back down into the hole where the tire was. But you know me, I got a sawmill, don't have any boards. Huh. We put that there. That's a good one. The other one isn't off the ground. Where are we at here time-wise? I don't think I'm zoomed out. No. Well, we're going to keep jacking. I'm going to move you guys back so you can get maybe not a bird's eye view, a better view of the crash. You'd think I'd be pushing over. Yeah, it looks like it might be working a little bit. Boy, ain't no place to run here, guys. Starting to scare me a bit. If you're scared, say you're scared. I'm hoping that it ain't doing what I want it to do. I need to have something all the way on the other side of the barn pulling it over. Something here pushing against the side of the barn, pushing it over. How about this wheel? Does it move? No, frozen like a rock. So it ain't gonna roll. It ain't gonna be a roller today, that's for daggone sure. But I think I'm out of the dirt now. I can't see the valve stem. Oh man, it's all the way at the bottom. Like I said, man, that's locked up tighter than you can imagine. Take that out of there. Push some dirt down into the hole where that tire was. I might be able to get to that valve, get some air in that tire. Boy, I just wish I had a big pole to push this thing over with. You know, it might just slowly go over on its own if I leave it alone. There's the jack. I'm going to try to get some air in that tire. That's probably about all you guys need to see, because me finagling down in there is going to be nothing but a hocus pocus. You can't really see the angle that thing's on right now, but it's on a heck of an angle. That tire there is probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches off the ground. The tires in the back are so settled in that I think it can't come out of its, I think it would pivot and come out of its hole if it wasn't for the tires so settled in. So I might work on getting a little scissor jack under there, raising it up and putting some pieces of wood under the tires a little better. I'll bring you back on another movie when we get a little further along. So that'll be it for this one. This is kind of a crazy show. It's part of the Jeeps in the frickin' Jeep is what it really is. Appreciate you being here. Do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, it would probably help to subscribe. And if you could, send it to a friend that's maybe interested. This is kind of more Jeeps than sawmills, so if you could send it to a Jeep friend, that would be good. Over and out for now, guys. Bye-bye.